Hey y'all, good morning. I just got my kayak down here to the water, man, and there is fish busting out here all over. I don't know if it's white bass, skipjack, whatever, but don't matter to me because we're going on a bait run today, y'all. I'm going to be catfishing the next couple days, and we got to get stocked up on something to feed the catfish. So I'm going to get the camera in the chest here. We're going to hop in the kayak and go, man. Me and you, we going on a bait run today, y'all. We got to go get us some right here before that sun gets up. I've got a variety of options, techniques here to do today. We're gonna troll some spoons here first. Let me get us out here a little bit deeper water toward these fish, and let me show you the setup here that we're gonna do. Once we get rid of this surface bite here first thing, I'm gonna switch over. We're gonna do some ultralight fishing, but right now, right here at first light, we're gonna see if we can catch some of these fish. So here's the rig, if you can see it. I know it's still a little dark on the screen there, but that's a sumo spoon. Catfish Sumo sells these. It's just a curved piece of metal with a hook, very lightweight, but we're gonna troll these. And as they come through the water, they spin and they vibrate and they act like a little bait fish that's on the run. So that's 15-pound fluorocarbon right there, down to 30-pound braid, and these are just bass fishing rods here essentially. They're medium heavy spinning rods, and I'm going to cast that out behind us as we get on the move. And distance behind us, I mean, it's, I don't know, 50 yards or so. It's not a super long distance behind us we're going to be running. This rig here is the exact same. I'm just running 2 spoon rigs. I've been doing better lately trolling spoons than I have been rigs. So we're gonna get both of these going off behind us here, and you can see all this activity. Once I get this one out, we're gonna go over here to the left where all these fish are busting. And I'm gonna put this in the rod holder. I'm pedaling today. I'm in my pedal kayak. This is my Hobie Lynx. And I'm gonna have to slow my pedal down. If I pedal a normal pedaling pace, we're going to be going faster than what we want to go, but I want to be moving 2.5-ish miles an hour. That was a skipjack right there. I saw it come up out of the water. There's going to be some skipjack and some white bass here, both of which I would like to have and keep. If a normal pedaling speed for me in this kayak is going to be over 3, okay, we're already getting hit right here. Something tapped it. We're gonna catch some fish right here first thing and in a hurry, y'all. I'm gonna just leave the camera going here today since we got all this action right here. Something busting too. Oh, now that rod was getting hit. They're swiping at it. We'll just troll up through here where we're seeing this activity, and we'll turn around and go back through them again. Right now, one of the challenges right now is getting these fish to eat a little bit larger bait. They're keyed in on tiny shad fry right now. And my spoons, while they represent a shad that's running, that's separated from its school, it's fleeing, the spoons are a little bit bigger than what they're feeding on. And so sometimes it can be hard to get them to commit to that larger bait when they're keyed in on that one size. But anyway, I was distracted there. I want to keep my speed today around 2.5 miles an hour. And in this kayak, I have to kind of mentally slow my pedaling pace down, or else I go too fast. I have a graph here. I haven't turned it on. I really don't need it for this. There's no point in just wasting the battery to have it on for the sake of having it on, because I know if I just slowly pedal through here, I'm going to be going somewhere between 2 and 3 miles an hour, which is perfect. It's not an exact science. It's not like you have to say, oh, you can only catch fish at 2.3 miles an hour. No, it's, if you're in that range, you're going to get them. Now, usually what happens is, if you go a little slower, say 2 miles an hour to 2.5, you're going to catch more white bass. If you speed up, you will catch less white bass, but then get more skipjack. So 2.8 to 3 miles an hour, just over 3 miles an hour, you'll typically catch more skipjack when they're all up on the surface like this. So if you're just wanting skipjack and you don't want the white bass, maybe wherever you're fishing at, maybe you can't use white bass as bait. In that situation, I recommend just going faster. You will eliminate some of the white bass bites. But out here today, I don't care. I don't care what we get. I just need some. And it seems to be like they're concentrated right here, basically right here in front of the boat ramp, which is very convenient. So, I mean, I literally launched right here, turned the camera on, and you and I are off to the races. So we're going to do this right here at first light while this surface activity is going on. Then we'll switch over. I got my ultralight rod with me. We'll throw some worms, we'll throw some gulp minnows, we'll hit the shoreline over here just catching whatever we can catch. Again, it matters not. I actually lately, my best catfishing, I've been doing it with bluegill. Bluegill has actually outperformed white bass and skipjack. Skipjack is my all-time favorite catfish bait here where I live. But it has performed the worst for me lately. So your guess is as good as mine as to why that is. Oh, another one hitting me here. We're going through this little school, they're nipping at it. You run into that a lot, folks. When they're keyed in on them tiny shad fry, you get some nips, but not full commit. I almost wonder if they're viewing our spoons as competition, and they're just like nipping at it to get them out of the way, you know, to like almost bully them to get away from the shad fry that they're eating. Nevertheless, there's a lot of these little schools out here. It seems to be like they're in smaller schools, just kind of sporadically down here toward, right here in front of the boat ramp and toward the dam. So we'll just troll down here past the ramp, turn around, and come back. We'll do a little exercise in here first thing this morning, get a little cardio in. It's good for you, good for the heart. Ain't too miserable hot yet. Humid as all get out. But it won't be miserable hot until that sun comes up, and when that happens, me and you will be over along the shoreline and we'll be in the shade. So we're gonna try to beat the heat today best we can. Fish 2 or 3 hours here first thing this morning, and then whatever we get today, it's coming with us for, well, anything that's worth keeping today, I should say. We get over there on the shoreline and start throwing some gulp minnows and worms. We'll catch some tiny bluegill, and I don't really want to take those. I want better quality baits, you know, larger baits. Let's go right here past these breaking fish. There's another boat down here at the dam, so I'm not going to go all the way down to there. I can't believe we ain't got any yet. I can't believe we trolled all the way through there, had some taps, and didn't get anything solid. Y'all are bad luck today. Did you bring your floor leaf clover? I guarantee you one of you still got a lucky rabbit's foot on a keychain somewhere. Get that thing out. Used to get them in the quarter machine when I was a kid. I don't even know if they have quarter machines anymore or not. When I was a kid, you get them at the grocery store. If you'd been good while your granny was in there grocery shopping, she'd get in her pocketbook and get you a quarter out. You could stop off at them machines on your way out the door. And sometimes they'd have Lucky Rabbit's foot. Sometimes it'd be a football helmet or a baseball helmet, a little miniature plastic one, you know. You just never know what she's going to get in them things. If he was a good little boy, while Granny was shopping, then you could get you a quarter out of her pocketbook. I'll tell you what, let's slow down a little bit more as we make through on this pass. I'm going to be more consciously focused on just slowing down. And we'll see what happens. Change our speed up a little bit. But I want to go right back through these fish over here. The bulk of the action seems to be right up here in front of us. There's smaller, sporadic schools all over out here in the channel, chasing those shad that have gotten pulled away from probably the bigger school of shad, but most of it seems to be right here. It won't last long either. This bite, actually getting out here a little bit later than what we probably should have. It's not a huge deal to not be able to take advantage of the entire bite. This turns on right at the just very earliest part of daylight and will last until the sun gets up a little bit more. But with us needing, really what I want to make sure I roll out of here today with is bluegill, because that's been doing so much better for us. I knew I can get those anytime. So let me just make sure my spoons ain't picked up. Now that feels good. Yeah, it feels good. Sometimes if your spoon picks up a piece of grass, or they're busting right here, that's skipjack. If your spoon picks up a blade of grass or a leaf or something, it will affect how it runs, and you want them things just spinning through the water, causing vibration, flash. There's one. There's one. Slowing down done the trick. Slowing down was the ticket. Oh, I've actually got another one doubled. Y'all grab that other rod for me. Grab it. Yep, white bass. Oh, that's a good one too. We'll get 2 or 3 good baits off him. All right, man. There he is, folks. Let's get him in the cooler and reel in our other one if he's still on. Did y'all lose him? No, he's still on there. All right, man. We'd already have this thing reeled in and be back on the move if y'all would help me out. Y'all ain't being very good fishing partners today. Another white bass. Boy, they fight so hard. They fight like the dickens, man. They are a fun fish to catch. Just from an enjoyment standpoint, they're a fun fish to catch. Aside from the fact they make a really good bait. All right. Sumo spoon paying off, y'all. There he is. Another bass. Slowing down. That was the ticket. All right, let's get these baits back out, man. Lord, we got it wrapped around our camera pole up there. Yeah, we made a pass, kind of at one pedaling cadence. I got my line wrapped all around this. There we go. But we made a pass at one pedaling cadence. Didn't do any good, had some taps, nobody committed. So we come back through again, a little bit slower. Like I said, the faster you go, you're typically going to get skipjack. You slow down, you start getting white bass. And they're both here. Okay, that's enough line on that. Now let's set out the other one. This boat, I reckon, is gonna fish right here too, so. Y'all know I don't like talking on camera around people. Y'all have to bear with me. Let's get this line out and we'll slow back down. Okay. Yeah, we'll just slow troll through here. That was the ticket. Doubled up when we went through them. See if we can't double up again. Let's turn back around. I try to be courteous with people. If I see somebody fishing like that fella, we could have trolled all the way down to the dam, but there was another boat down there. And I don't want to infringe on people, especially here on a Monday morning when there's literally 3 boats on the water. I mean, you can see the parking lot right there. There's 3 boats. It's a huge body of water. There's 3 boats. So, you know, there's no reason for anybody to fish on top of anybody, but I reckon this guy that just put in is going to fish right here, which I understand it. I mean, you're seeing all these fish busting right here, of course. But me and you, we're going to troll through this area, and we was here first, so we're just going to keep trolling. But y'all know me, I just don't like talking on camera around people. That's my issue. I got no problem being an asshole. It's just gets in my head a little bit when I'm having to try to conversate. It's weird because y'all are technically eavesdropping on me conversating with myself through this video, and I'm okay with that. But if people are on the water near me while I'm conversating with myself, it bothers me. It's a mess, I know. It makes no sense. But it is what it is. I can't change it. I'm just slowly making my way along, y'all. We're gonna not cover a great big area today, but because of the just back and forth that we're gonna do, we're gonna end up doing some miles today, which is good for you. A lot of people are getting kayaks today that they have no intention. They'll buy a pedal kayak with no intention of ever using the pedals. They get it just to put a motor on it immediately. And look, to each their own. Who the hell am I to tell you what to do with your money and your kayak? It's your stuff, you know. But if you will get out and pedal while you fish, you will not only get to have the fun of fishing, but you'll also help yourself, help your body. A little exercise. And so we out here today getting a little exercise in. They say walking's one of the best things you can do for yourself. And by they, I mean it's just crap you read on the internet, but it had to start somewhere. And what we're basically doing when we're out here trolling, pedaling, is we're walking. It's not super strenuous. I mean, it can be if you want to pick up the pace, but then we'd be going way too fast to catch anything. But it's something, it's movement. You are putting forth effort, just the same as you would if you went for a walk today. And I don't know how many miles of walking it would equate to that we're going to do this morning, but whatever it is, it's not zero. It's something. So it's worthwhile. And there's less I mean, when I get home today, because we're not going to turn that graph on, I got no batteries to charge. When I get home today, I'm just done. Nothing to plug in. You don't have a motor, you don't have a big battery, it's less weight to get on and off the water. A lot of advantages to pedaling versus motoring. There we go. There we go. I think that's another white bass right there. Feels like it anyway. Feels strong as the dickens. You're just going to periodically, when you troll, you're just going to periodically go through those schools that are roaming around chasing the shad out here. Well, these first three that we've gotten too, man, they've been nice fish. These are the type of white bass you can cut up and get at least 3 baits out of. Let me get him in the cooler there. Let's throw this back out. Now you might say, Justin, you've got these fish. Lord, it's down in our pedal drive here. There we go. You might say, Justin, why don't you cast right here? Well, and the thing is, these fish are so sporadic through here. They're constantly on the move. Unless you just see them busting right in front of you, it's hard to cast to them. The other thing is, with these spoons, they are so lightweight. I don't know the exact ounce of these things, but I mean just super lightweight. You can't really cast them very far without putting on a sinker on your line. And if you do that, then when you take off trolling and you've got that sinker on your line, it's going to run deeper in the water. And I want these things, when we're moving down through here, I want these things running just under the surface. I want them up there where the fish are feeding at. It does us no good if the fish are feeding in the say top 3 feet of the water. If these baits are running down 6 feet deep, it's no good to us. Fish will come up for bait, but they're not necessarily going to feed down for bait. So we need to be up there where the bait is that they're actively feeding on. Now, as the day goes on, once this surface bite's over, like I said, we're gonna get over here on the shoreline, beat the banks. But if you wanted to continue to troll and do this, then running a little deeper would be beneficial, because those fish are going to go down as the sun gets higher, and you'll still be able to stay on them that way. But that's not our goal right now. So you know, if we made some casts with the sinker on, then we'd have to stop, take the sinker off, retie, get back on the troll, and it would be a hassle. Now, you could carry multiple rods, some with, some without. But, you know, this kayak here, man, I don't really want to bring more than 2 or 3 rods with me. It just gets to be a hassle in a kayak. It's one of the things about, let's get spun around here. I'm going to go back here to the left. That's one thing about kayak fishing, is you have to make choices. It's not like a boat where you got a rod locker and you can carry 87 rods and run real combos. In your kayak fishing, you got to make a choice. And so I try to bring whatever gear I need to give me the best chance of success on that day, knowing that there may be a situation where I may miss out on. You know, if I'm going catfishing and I've got a cooler full of bait and I see stripers busting, well, that's a missed opportunity for me, right? But how many days a year are you really going to miss out on bringing 87 rods with you? I mean, really, it's not that many. So for me, I want to bring the bare minimum. Less to carry, less to fool with. I think we're going to catch some more right through here, right between these buoys. I see a lot of activity right here. Just don't let me get to trolling too fast here, y'all. That is a perk of the motor. You can set your speed and just forget about it. Whereas if you're pedaling, and we know we need to be, say, moving at this cadence right now, and maybe I get to talking to you and y'all get me riled up about something, or I get excited, and then I start speeding up, not paying attention, it can negatively impact us. Yeah, we're going to get something right through here. I see them. That one right there and them up in front of us, I'm pretty sure are white bass because they're just popping the surface. Usually when skipjack are hitting the surface, you will see them, just the whole body come out of the water. Like they will literally launch themselves into the air because they're moving so fast to get them shad. But the white bass just kind of come up and hit the surface, go back down. We'll go up a little further this time because it looks like they're busting on up here a little further now. Got some clouds this morning too. Hopefully that will help. Oh, I got hit. Hopefully them clouds will keep us on this bite a little longer than what it would normally last. There's some busting right there beside us. Well, there's a bunch right over there by the swimming area. Let's turn. Let's go right over here by the swimming area. Oh, we got one as we turned. I see them all busting right here. I got one as we turned though. Oh, I just pulled it out of his mouth. Immediately got my line around the rod tip. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let's go through these fish right here. They're right here along the edge of the swimming area. Okay. Now, in theory, we could cast right here because we see them all right here, but trolling allows us to keep two lines in the water, keep two baits moving through, versus casting, we can only throw one at a time. So it's more efficient, in my opinion, to keep trolling. Lord, here comes that guy in the boat down there again. I thought he had turned and was going the other way. They're right there busting. They're right up here busting. That's exciting, y'all. It's something about topwater action that just, it's exciting. We're gonna have to turn because here comes that damn boat though. Normally, you know, I fish on weekday mornings. There's one. Oh, he lost it. He dropped it. Normally, you come out on a Monday morning, you don't see nobody. I'll oftentimes have the water completely to myself. Today, 3 of us out here, and all 3 fishing right here by the damn ramp. Right there in front of us. Yeah, I know there's some of you out there saying, Justin, just cast right now. But again, you can't cast these things very far without the weight. By the time I stop and put a sinker on, are they still here? At least, you know, congregated in this one small area. Who knows? But again, you can only have one rod at a time while you're casting, unless I can get some of y'all to come through that screen and help me cast. But when we're trolling here, we got two baits pulling through the water. Closer to the shore right over there. The fish that were right here by the swimming hole have moved up. There's a kid over here on the bank. I don't want to get too close to him. I don't want to interfere with what he's doing. I'm staying out of his casting distance. But I think those fish have moved, just moved down a little bit. That was by the swimming hole. There's a bunch of them here though. And when they're up feeding like this, man, you can pedal right through them. They don't give a damn because they're so focused on eating. They don't care what you do. Oh, I had one hit. There he is. There he is. Let's get him in. I can't believe that. Let's see if we can keep pedaling and get that other one hit too. It's another white bass for sure. Come up here, Mr. White Bass. All right, man. Oop. There he goes. All right, let's get him in the cooler real fast. Back on the move. Oh, crap. He's got our line all tangled up here. Lord, what have y'all done with this mess? Dadgummit. There we go. Had me all twisted up. That's one thing I'll say about these spoons. Again, these are Sumo spoons. You can get them on Amazon or at Catfish Sumo's website. But the way they run, twisting through the water, putting off that vibration and flash, if you don't use a good quality ball bearing swivel, you're going to regret it because you're going to have so much damn line twist, you'll ruin your line. You need a good quality swivel. I ain't talking about the little 99-cent pack at Walmart. Get you a ball bearing swivel. Yeah, let's turn. Let's turn right here. They're all back out here. And you don't have to throw a spoon. You could run a small crankbait. You can run jigs. I just been doing better on the spoons lately than I have been on anything else. And the spoons give you some versatility on your speed. You control these things a mile and a half an hour. You control them 3 miles an hour, depending on what you need to do. Whereas a crankbait, you know, you're going to need to go a little slower. Jigs are versatile like that too, and that you can go a variety of speeds. But they have really turned on all of a sudden right here, man. This area's, they're bouncing around all over out here. Look at them right here in front of us. I'm telling you, man, you control, you control right through these things. They don't, that was skipjack right there. They don't care. You go right through them with your kayak, your pedals, man, they don't care. They are so focused on eating right now. You're not gonna spook them. Not when it's like this. Sometimes when fish are a little bit more finicky, I think your motor or pedals, hull slap from your boat or kayak, it can matter. But when it's like this, it don't. We'll angle ourselves here. We're gonna go out this way. I'm honestly surprised we're not catching more. It's really the main reason we're not catching more right now. And if one of these fish, if they'll spit up something, I'll show you what it is they're feeding on. It's just because of the size of the bait. These shad fry that they're keyed in on right now, they're tiny. I mean, you're talking 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. They're almost see-through. You literally can see through some of them just because they're so small. And so it's harder to get a larger bait eat in this situation. But you will still catch some, as we're doing out here. But here in 2 or 3 weeks, when these shad fry get a little bigger and they're more representative of the size of baits that we're throwing, it will be a lot easier to catch them. You'll because they'll be eating what the size of the bait you're throwing. You know, they'll be keyed in on what you're pulling by them. We'll go right down here and we're gonna make the turn. This bass boater over here, he stopped to talk on the cell phone. He's got plenty of time. He ain't worried about these. He's probably bass fishing. He don't give a damn about these white bass and skipjack and stuff. Trash fish to them. I enjoy catching them. A white bass fights way harder than a largemouth bass. But yet all them bass fishermen, they only want largemouth and smallmouth. That's all they care about. And I like catching both of those too. But pound for pound, you put a largemouth up against a white bass, it ain't even close. I mean, it's literally nowhere close. Now, the largemouth will give you some acrobatics. They'll come up jumping, whereas a white bass isn't going to. I gotta slow back down again. I felt like I was going a little faster. But, I mean, you give me the choice, just from wanting to go out and play tug of war with a fish, I would rather battle some white bass because they fight harder. They're going to be in these schools where you can hopefully catch more of them. And I don't need a size limit on what I can use for bait. Here in Tennessee, there's no size limit on white bass. There's a creel limit. It's 10 or 15 per day, per person per day. I can't remember. I never keep that many at a time, so it don't really apply to me. But if you were going to keep a bunch, you would need to certainly be mindful of that. I'm pretty sure it's 15. But you'll want to double check your own regulations before you go keeping a whole bunch. But there's no minimum size length. So, like, you know, whatever size you get, we can throw in the cooler using catfish bait. Whereas largemouth, there's one. Oh, that might be skipjack, actually. That's skipjack right here. If we can keep him on. Old Skippy. These have been tough to come by this year. Haven't been getting nearly as many skipjack. But there's some here. And we got one right there that will be coming with us. Knock the lid of my cooler off. Hold on, there we go. He is definitely coming with us. I just, you know, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I have not been getting as many catfish on skipjack lately. They just haven't been, they've wanted the bluegill more. I don't know why. Gotta reel this one in here. We had something on it. I think we picked up a leaf or grass or something. It ain't running right. Oh, it'll come off. All right, well, there goes one of those boats. If we can get the other guy out of here now, we'll be set. Let's go troll a little faster here for a second, get these lines out. And we'll slow it back down and make her turn and go back through them again. Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave the camera going today, y'all. Just uncut video. I used to do this style of video. Well, last year I was doing them all the time. Kind of got away from that a little bit, but we're gonna do it today. For those of you that want to come along on a real fishing trip, glad to have you. For everybody else, I don't know why you've clicked on this, but make better decisions, I guess. That's all I can tell you. If you don't want to sit through a long video, then don't click on the damn thing. Yeah, ain't as much activity going on right now. When it dies off, it'll die off quick. Okay, there's some over here by the swimming hole. I think the clouds are going to save us today, or going to buy us a little more time, I should say. Oftentimes, cloudy days will get you a longer surface bite in the mornings than bright sunny days. Usually it's the sun that seems to push them down a little further. I'm just going to go right down through here, and then we're going to turn right here by the swimming hole. They're right up against that yellow marker right there. All right, let's make the turn and go through here. Oh, oh, there goes one. There goes one. Left rod. Oh, don't let him get in that other line over there, folks. I gotta steer him back this way. I don't want him getting in that other line. As we make the turn, come up here, white bass. You bit at a terrible time, but I'm happy to have you, sir. Okay. Oh crap, y'all! You've got your spoon up there hung in your net. I remember to bring a net today in case we get something big on the ultralight. We got some let me make a cast or two since they're all busting right here, even though I can't cast this thing very far. There, he hit it. We just happen to have a big school of them right here that is in casting range, so we'll sit here. Oh, that's largemouth. That's a largemouth right there. So now we've got skipjack, white bass, and largemouth. He's definitely too short to keep. They gotta be the length for the body of water you're catching them on and where you're going to be using them for bait at. So need them to be 15 inches basically for largemouth. There's another one. Let's see what this one is. That's white bass. Yeah, I don't know, when you stumble into a big school like this, it's just busting everywhere right there around you, by all means, make some casts. When they all just small sporadic schools, you definitely want a troll. See, I can't cast this thing far, but man, they were literally busting right beside us. They're still over here to our left. Let me get turned again. I've got the other line behind me. Gotta be careful not to run over. The sun's up now. Y'all grab that other rod and start casting, would you? Did you see that? He's busting right. Let me stand up. See if we can cast a little further. Y'all probably can't see a damn thing looking into that sun. I'm gonna have to bust out my glasses in a minute. We need to move up just a little bit further. Get in casting range. Okay. Large jaw, white bass, and skipjack all mixed in together here. All chasing them tiny thread fins. Terrible cast. We're about to get on the troll again right here, folks. Yeah, let's get back on the troll. That's the biggest school seems to be gone. Get this one cast back out. I'm gonna reel in the other one because it's probably picked up some debris when we were just sitting there. It don't look like it's running right. Yeah, let's just reel it in, check it. Yeah, that's definitely picked up some grass or something. Okay, good, I fling it off. Okay. All right, back on the move. Get that cast back out. Oh, there goes that rod. I'm letting that line on that one and this one goes down. Here comes that bass boat again. I guess he's decided he can't catch no largemouth. He'll come over here and just get him some white bass now. We've about got all the white bass we need anyway, but it's just so much dang fun to catch them. It's hard to leave the bite. Thank you, Mr. White Bass. Yeah, let's just go through them again. Oh, look at this. He crapped all over me. Dang old fish, man. He said, doo-doo on you, Justin. Oh, they're back over here. They're up again feeding. Let's pull through them one more time. I'm gonna let Bass Boat Man have it over here. He keeps creeping in on us. No honor amongst thieves or fishermen, as the old saying goes. Yeah, let's double up through here. That's really, we get a couple more white bass. That's really all we need. Hell, there's so many busted right here. Let's reel them in and make some more casts. We're in a giant school right here. Let's just make some casts. Boy, you'd think you'd be getting them on just every daggone cast. They're over there behind the swimming hole area right over here now, it seems like, most of them anyway. Here, I'm over here behind me now. Let's go ahead and spin. Bass Boat Man's gonna get right on top of us. He don't give a damn. Oh, we got one on, I think. I hadn't flipped my bail over. There he is. Nope, missed him. There he is. Got him then. That was definitely a white bass. All right, buddy. There you go. Man, they're fun, y'all. It's fired up right there. He's gonna go in there in that cooler and show out a little bit. He can flop around in that cooler all he wants to. He can be the life of the party in there. Bass boater just keeps coming and coming, man. It's like, whatever. We got what we need out of it. If I wasn't filming, I probably wouldn't give a damn as much, honestly. I just don't like talking around people. That's my thing. Y'all know me. At least those of you who've been with me a while, you know I hate chatting on camera around people. I really don't like chatting with people at all. I'm really pretty antisocial in real life. I don't want to talk with anybody at all, ever. All right. Well, let's get spun back around here. Here, let's do this. Just curiosity. I kind of want to know what's going on down there at the dam, if anything. Let's troll our way down to the dam. Just see what's going on. Satisfy my curiosity. Then we'll circle around over there to the other side and start doing some ultralight. I'm gonna let Bass Boat Man have it here. He's gonna take it whether we want him to or not. He's just gonna keep, unless we want to be fishing shoulder to shoulder with somebody on the water. There's fish all over out here, man. That's what gets me about people like that. It's like, yeah, there's a bunch of activity right there at the swimming hole. There's also a bunch of activity out here too. I mean, you don't have to get right on top of somebody. But I ain't gonna keep dropping about it. Ain't a big deal. We got plenty in our box. And we'll probably pick off some more on the way down through here. I just want to go see. I can't see what's happening at the dam from where we're at. And I kind of want to see if there's anything going on down there, because sometimes them fish will run up against the wall. We're above the dam here now. And sometimes them fish will get them shad pinned against the wall. And there'll be a lot of activity going on. But it's so far away I can't see, and hell, we've had so many fish right here. It's hard to justify leaving, but with Bass Boat Man over here, it gives us a good excuse. I'm still seeing some activity out here. Maybe We know it's mostly white bass over there by the swimming hole. Maybe we get out here, maybe there's more skipjack, which, like I said, skipjack's not been performing well for me lately, but one, they're fun to catch. Two, it's always nice to have some variety with your baits. I don't care how many trips I have where skipjack gets outdone by some other bait, I'm always going to have a ton of confidence in skipjack because of the previous success I've had. Like, my confidence in skipjack will never be broken at this point. Look at this. One of them white bass crapped all over my foot, man. Oh, nasty. Nasty old fish, buddy. They are pooping fish. Some fellas gonna fish on the dock right here. We'll give them plenty of space. Seems like the fish that are out here are more out in the open water. Out here where we're at, its depth varies. Obviously shallower over there by the bank, but once you get out here toward the middle of the channel, it's 60 feet deep out here. But you'll still have these fish out. They'll be near the surface over the deeper water, chasing the schools of shad. The shad gets separated, and they'll break off into little smaller schools of shad and get run out and get chased, and the predator fish will follow. I'm gonna pick up my pedaling speed a little bit. I know we've been doing better at the slower cadence, but I'm curious, at this point, it's more about just educating ourselves on whether or not there's anything going on down here at the dam at all. So I want to get down there a little quicker. And if there are skipjack more so out here in the open areas, we're going to have a better opportunity to get them at the faster speed. That slower speed, I don't know why, but I mean, I've literally done tests with it with the graph on so that I can monitor speed. And if you've got a situation where you've got skipjack and white bass together, you troll slower, 2.5 mile an hour range, you're going to get almost all white bass. If you troll 2.8 to say 3.2, you're going to get almost all skipjack, even though they might be a big mix of both of them together. The faster speeds will oftentimes eliminate the white bass, and the slower speeds will oftentimes eliminate the skips. It's funny how they can be feeding in the same areas on the same baits, same thing, but yet one speed just, it's weird like that. Yeah, it definitely don't look like there's much happening down here. I am seeing, you know, smaller blow-ups over here, occasionally, sporadically. I don't see nothing going on against the damn wall over here. It's one of those things, sometimes, man, I've seen them, all that activity we had there at the swimming hole, it'll be going on down here in the corner or right up against that concrete wall, because them shad, they get pushed up against it, they got nowhere to run. Makes them easy picking. That's skipjack right there beside, that was skipjack. That over yonder, over there on the other bank, was skipjack. So I saw them come completely out of the water. Yeah, we'll just go down here to the dam, we'll make a lap. We'll go up to the other side over there, and we'll see if we can't do some ultralight fishing, get us some bluegill for the cooler. I got a few worms left in the tub there I want to use up today. And things have been sitting in my kitchen for, oh, hell, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks now. I need to get rid of them before the woman there gives me any more grief about it. But we may pick off something down through here. I wouldn't be shocked, even though there's not a lot of activity, there is some activity, so I wouldn't be shocked if we picked off something. And like I said too, I mean, we're just out here today having some fun. This ain't like it ain't like we're in a tournament situation or a situation where we just have to go out and catch a certain size of fish, a certain number of fish. Like, we're just out here kind of just goofing off today, making a bait run. We've got plenty enough bait for the next couple days catfishing already, so we're on house money right now, man. So we can get out here and go for a little stroll down through here. Like I said, it's good exercise anyway. Everybody needs a little bit more exercise. I've been advocating for this. People's gonna start clicking off the video right now. For those of you that stuck around for, how long we've been at this? Almost an hour, actually an hour. I'm about to turn the rest of you off because I'm gonna go on another spiel about this. I went on a spiel about this last year, but it's the damn truth. We got a lot of people in society today that are just busy as hell. You got work, you got school, you got family, kids. You're taking care of everybody else in your life, but you ain't taking care of yourself. And your health starts to suffer for it. And you don't really, it don't matter so much in your teenage years and your 20s. But once you get about 35, definitely over 40, your health starts to really take a turn if you're not taking care of your body. And usually your health is the first thing you're going to sacrifice when you get busy. You're going to start eating fast food more because, well, it's more convenient. You don't have time to cook a healthy meal at home or pack your lunch. You are going to exercise less because, well, hell, you just don't have time for it. You're busy. You work all damn day, you get home, you got kids' sporting events and everything, like you just don't have time for it. Bear with me. Goodness gracious. I hate to cough in y'all's ear on the microphone, but I choked on my own spit. Health hazard of being a YouTuber. Choking on your own slobber while you're talking. Good golly. Good news, I'm gonna live though. Well, I've survived it. But nevertheless, you get what I'm saying. You don't have time to eat proper. You don't have time to exercise. And then when you finally do get a day off, what do you want to do? You want to go have fun, right? You want to go catch some fish. You want to whatever it is, do whatever it is you're into. If you're watching this video or listening to this while you're at work or whatever, you're probably into fishing, right? So that's what you want to do when you do get a little free time. But meanwhile, your health continues to suffer. And as you get older, it's going to start to take its toll on you. Those teenage years, 20s, man, you can really treat your body terribly and it will overcome it. But 30s, things start to change. You're going to start to pack on a few pounds. You're not going to be as limber, as pliable as you used to be, and then it's just going to get worse throughout your 40s and on up. So you got to take care of yourself, is what I'm getting at. And so one of the things I've been a big advocate for is fishing in a pedal kayak. Because like I said, you're going to get out here, you're going to be moving, right? You're going to be pedaling. You're going to get some cardio in. You're going to get your steps in. But you're also going to be able to do what you love to do while you are exercising. And one of the big things about keeping people motivated with exercising is the fact that who the hell wants to exercise? Like, you got to be really disciplined to go to the gym and do stuff you don't, or even work out at home. Like, I work out at home every day. I make myself do it. There's not one day that I'm like, gee, I can't really wait to go do my workout. I make myself do it. It's a discipline thing. But when you're short on time, it's hard to stay disciplined. So if you can do something around what it is you already love doing, you're going to be more inclined to stick with it. So what I tell people, I'm like, look, if you can carve out 30 minutes, an hour of your day to go to a gym. You know, every January, gyms sell a gazillion memberships, and by the time February rolls around, nobody's using them. People's already over it. There's some more fish busting over here in the shade along the shore. Let's troll up this bank before we start casting, because I'm seeing some activity up here along this shoreline. People waste these damn gym memberships, but when they got the membership, they had obviously carved out some time in their life. They're like, man, you know, I can get up an extra hour early before I go to work and go to the gym, or I can, right after work, before have dinner with the kids, there's an hour time here I can go get a workout in. What if, instead of buying that gym membership that you know is going to go to waste, because yeah, that first couple weeks when you're super motivated, New Year's resolution, you'll stick with it. But when you're tired, you've got a sick kid that's kept you up all night. Hard to get up early to go to the gym, right? And once you break that habit, you break that routine, it's hard to get going again. But when it comes to going fishing, something you already enjoy, something you want to do anyway, it's not that hard to get up early. Right? Like, you're motivated to go because you want to do it. So do it in a platform that allows you to exercise and work out while you do it. And loading and unloading your kayak, you're going to be lifting a little bit. You're going to be using your body in a way that you're not normally doing at your, whatever your job is. Dragging your kayak down the shoreline. You get in the kayak, you're pedaling, you're getting your steps, like you're moving your body in a way that you're not going to be doing if you got a desk job for sure. You know, you're going to be getting exercise that you wouldn't normally get. And if you can take that hour a day, and I know this seems counterintuitive to most of you, right? Because usually people go fishing, they go fishing all damn day. You've got that one day a week, you've got a Saturday or a Sunday, that's kind of your day, right? That's the one day a week you get to do what you want. So you're going to go out and you're going to fish from sunrise to sunset. That's how most people view fishing, these long ass trips. It don't have to be that way. If you got an hour that you could carve out to go to the gym, go to your local lake or river, drop your kayak in and go trolling. Throw out a couple rods and go trolling for 30 minutes to an hour. And then take your ass home. And I promise you, you'll be more motivated to do that than going to a gym, because it's going to be fun. And listen, if you're only fishing an hour a day, maybe you're not going to catch as many fish as what you probably would if you had 8 or 10 hours to spend on the water, but who cares? You're going to catch some. Maybe not every trip, but like, you go out there, how many days a week you going to go to the gym? 3 to 5 days a week is what, you know, ideally you would want to. Do that on the water. And I promise you, you put in an hour a day, 3 hours a week, that's 3 hours. Multiply that out by a month, 3 hours a week, that's 12 hours a month extra. You got lines in the water. you're going to catch you some extra fish. You're going to have fun. You're going to be more motivated to keep doing it. Look, a gym membership, listen, going to the gym and doing a workout, getting on a workout routine, that's going to be way better for you than what I'm suggesting. Like, I'm not suggesting this as a workout replacement necessarily. But here's the thing. If you know you're not going to stick with going to a gym or workout class, you know, whatever, if you're not going to stick with it and you're going to end up doing nothing, then this is better than that. This is better than nothing. And when you get out there and, you know, you pedal 3 miles an hour, for that hour, that's 3 miles. That's 9 miles a week. Multiply that out all year, that's a lot of miles, that's a lot of steps. So it ends up, while it's not, you're not going to get in the same shape you would as if you were doing a workout class or really disciplined going to the gym. It's you're at least going to be better off than what you currently are if you're not doing anything, and you're going to have fun while you do it. So I'm a big advocate for it. I lose people every time I go on one of these spills. I know I'm turning off people. This ain't what you tune in to see on these videos. I get it. Like, I get it. But it's one of those things, man. If I can inspire one, it's, you know, the old cliche, if I can inspire one person, it's worthwhile. But it kind of is. Like, we have such a problem in society today. And it's a combination of factors, but I think the biggest reason is people are just so damn busy. Where you just, all the time, there's something to do. You just constantly pulled in a million directions. People don't have time to slow down anymore. And that's just culture today. And it's our health that suffers. And so you got a lot of people that are overweight. You've got a lot of people that are just in poor cardiovascular shape. They don't have, they're not as flexible as they should be, so therefore they got a lot of just pain. Low back. What person over age 40 don't have some low back pain? I mean, it's got to be 95. You do a poll, people over age 40, do you ever have low back pain? It's going to be damn near 100%. It's probably well over 90% for sure. Well, what is low back pain most often caused by? Poor mobility. You'd be surprised how much low back pain is caused by people that their legs are just tight. The muscles in your leg, everything's pulling tight, and it's your low back that suffers, right? So if you're more flexible, that's going to help with that. Just being more pliable and actively moving. Now, I'd recommend stretching too, but I'm not going to be greedy about it. But just getting on the water, moving, having some fun, you're going to be more motivated to do it. And you're going to catch a lot of fish too. How many fish did we catch in the first hour out here? I literally launched right over there at the damn boat ramp parking lot and started fishing and started catching fish today. So we could have come out here, pedaled for 30, 45 minutes, been loaded up, and if you had an hour today to carve out, that could have been your hour, and you could have got some exercise in and caught some fish. And you'll be surprised how many times a year you can do that. Just having a quick, short trip. We ain't done worth a damn though, since I'm gonna get off my spiel now, because y'all are sick of hearing it. But from the time we started trolling over there, the old bass boat, he's still over there. I don't see nothing breaking right now in his area. I actually never saw him catch a fish. Did y'all see him catch anything? I never did. But from the time we trolled around to the dam and over through here, we ain't caught nothing. I'll tell you what let's do though. I want to go up, there's a little pocket up here on the left. let's troll up just past that pocket because I'm seeing a few more occasional splashes right here. Let's troll up here. When we get past that pocket, we'll bust out the ultralight and we'll start fishing. We'll just beat the banks a little bit. The way the sun's coming up, we're going to be shaded down that bank a little longer. And we'll see if we can't do a, oh hell, you know what? Bear with me a second here, folks. You know what I never did in my rush this morning? There it goes. I never plugged in my battery pack. That'd have been something. Professional YouTuber at work here. Yeah, I mean, if we'd been going slower, maybe we pick off another white bass around through there, maybe if there was some. Going a little quicker, I was hoping to maybe get some skipjack and cover some water to see what was going on at the dam. Nothing there. But as the sun has gotten higher, I mean, I'm not even looking over there where the boat is. I mean, he's still over there, which leads me to believe he's still seeing something. But I'm not seeing a lot of activity just looking over that way. I'm not seeing, but that area is completely exposed to the sun now, and it's usually when that sun gets up, that topwater bite's gone. So, them fish will still be there. They're just going to be deeper. And it's kind of, when you're seeing fish hitting the surface, it's real easy to know where you need to spend your time, right? Because you can see where the fish are at. So we can troll up a little ways, turn around, and go back through them again, and keep doing that. But when they're under the water and you can't see them, it's a little bit tougher to stay on them. And you got to know what depth they're at too. Like that's a challenge in itself. So anyway, I like to hit them first thing, or in the evenings. In the evening time, you'll find a bite right before sunset, oftentimes like that too, in these summer months. Really spring to fall, you'll have that going on. There was some more skipjack right there. I seen them come out of the water. The skipjack seem to be in really small schools. White bass are in large schools. The skips are, it seems like there's maybe packs of them, like 5 to 10 fish. But nevertheless, we have our fun doing that first thing. Then we can come over here, work a shoreline. We'll start out maybe throwing them worms. I want to polish off that container today. And then we'll switch over and get to gulp minnows if we need to. I don't know how many worms are left in that thing, actually. I don't know. I've used some of them, but I don't know how many is left in that container. If there's more than what I think there are, we may not even go to the gulp today. We may just throw the worm. I want to troll though up until we get past this little pocket here, because it seems like there's them skips kind of out in front of it. It seems like they're actually more to the right over here too. Really nothing going on right up against the shoreline. There was something right here, right in front of us. I don't know what them was. Yeah, there ain't nothing going on along the shoreline, man. It's dead along the shoreline. I hope there's some bluegill over there, though. There should be somewhere. Bluegill's pretty reliable in these warm months. Sometimes in winter it can be a little bit more of a challenge to get them, because they oftentimes will move a lot deeper. But well, I got a bee buzzing around me. Y'all hear that? An old bee. He's still buzzing around. But spring to fall, bluegill pretty reliable just up along the shoreline. You can cast up under these overhanging trees and trees that have fallen down in the water, or any object, you'll see them. You'll be able to catch them. Well, you'll be able to, you're not going to see them necessarily, but you know what I mean. Yeah, we'll start fishing right up here. I just want to troll past this little area here where we saw them fish breaking. See if we get a skip. What do we only got one skipjack, right? One skipjack. I don't know how many white bass we got, but I'm pretty sure it's 15 per person per day is the rule. I know we don't have 15 of them in there. We could have easily got 15 had we stayed over there, but I don't need to be greedy, man. You know, most of my trips I'm fishing 2 rods when I'm catfishing. And because of that, you just don't use a lot of bait. Even when you're on a really good bite, you still don't use a lot of bait because, I mean, you're just not. You're baiting 2 rods at a time. You know, a lot of the times these fellas in boats that are fishing 10 plus rods, like, they're gonna use more bait just on their initial setup than what I'm gonna use on a whole trip sometimes. So if you're running that many rods, then you're gonna need a heck of a lot more bait. Whereas doing what we do, dadgummit, I need to change my line out on this thing. Both these rods, I've had this line on here forever. It sounds terrible, but it's still functional. All right. Yeah, we'll just beat the banks over here. Should have probably just started there at the dam, started beating the banks, but I just thought we'll troll and see what's going on. We out here just poking around a little bit. You don't know what you're missing if you don't get out there and try. Okay. Here's our ultralight rods. If you're new to my channel, welcome. This is my, oh crap. I forgot I was going to change out that jig head after my last trip. Will y'all bear with me a second? This is what y'all want on an uncut video right here, ain't it? Watching me tie jig heads. But on my last bait run, I got this jig head hung, and I'd bent the hook, and I was like, you know, I'm going to switch that out before my next trip. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't switch it out before the next trip. I put that thought in my mind, and it was instantly gone as soon as I got off the water. So, fortunately, I noticed that before we went to put on our worm on that bent hook. This is I'll show you my setup here in case you're new. If you've been with me a while, you're sick of hearing it. Well, you know what? We're not gonna use that jig head because there's a bunch of lead right over the eye of the hook. That won't work. I keep all these jig heads here in a little box in my life jacket. The way they're always handy when I need them. The hardest part is threading that damn line. There we go. Some days is easier than others. All depends on the lighting, it seems like, in the day, whether or not I can see to do so. But it's a 1/64 ounce jig head. It's got a number 8 size hook. I get them on, well, I don't buy them often because I buy them by the thousands when I get them, but eBay's the best way to do it. Find whoever the cheapest seller on there is. They're called Shad Dart. That's the style. But just type in Shad Dart jig heads, 1/64 ounce, and you'll find some people selling them. Yeah, we got quite a few worms here. There's quite a few more I want that one, buddy. He's lively. This one right here is going to catch us something, man. That's a lively worm. Anyway, we got that. We got 2-pound test line. My ultralight rod I've had forever. Years and years and years. But it's a St. Croix panfish series. And I got a little 1,000 size Daiwa reel. Let me get spun around here. We'll start here at the edge of this pocket and make our way down. But this setup, man, this setup right here has caught me thousands upon thousands of fish through the years, man. You can have you a lot of 100+ fish days with a combo like this. Whether you're throwing worms, whether you're throwing a small plastic of some kind, matters not. If you're fishing with baits and lures that represent the bottom of the food chain, you're gonna catch a bunch of fish. And if you're using, the main thing is using a small hook. That's what's gonna catch you a lot of fish, because there's gonna be a lot of, if you're using, say, a 1/0, let's say you got a jig head with a 1/0 size hook. That's fine if you're just bass fishing, but you're not gonna catch any bluegill on setups like that. If you do get a bluegill, who is that hollering over? You hear that? Somebody at that house over there has got problems, man. But I mean, if you're using a well, there's a fish. He's coming right at us with it. All right, man. Here's just a bluegill right off the bat. He's still got our worm on there, even better. He's big enough. We're gonna go ahead and put him in our cooler as well. We'll maybe keep a dozen or so bluegill. Thank you, buddy. But if you're using a hook that's too big for bluegill, you're gonna miss out on a lot of bites. Plus, too, I mean, you're gonna have to use bigger baits to accommodate the larger hook. This number 8 size hook, you can catch any size bluegill with it, but it's still big enough too. Like, you don't have to have a big hook to catch a big fish. I've caught a lot of big drum, I've caught big bass. I mean, I've caught a lot of fish on this setup. There's another one. I'm gonna catch another one right now. Oh, it's part of a tree. You can see it falling off right there and comes in the water right here. We got part of that worm on there. Let me just throw it back out. But the smaller the hook, you're gonna have more options to catch fish versus a bigger hook. And so having a small jig head, there's another one. I didn't feel him bite, but I saw my line go slack. We're gonna let him go, I think. If you quit flopping around, bluegill, I'm gonna let you go. You're a little smaller than I would like. Still got our worm, part of our worm on there though. I'd just about rather be doing this right here than anything though. I could come out and go ultralight fishing 7 days a week. I love it. It never gets old. You never know what you're gonna catch. Did you see our line get tight right then? I didn't feel him bite, but I watched my line just pull tight. We may need to move on from this spot though. These bluegill are all this size. He's one, I'm gonna let him go. I could make an argument for keeping him, but they seem to be pretty active today, so no need to keep any that size right away. If we fish for 30 minutes or so and ain't doing any better, then we'll start keeping some that size. But yeah, I could do this all the time. I love this. Don't get me wrong, I love catfishing too. I love catching big fish. But this right here, man, it's just a relaxing, enjoyable way to fish. You catch a ton of fish every time. And I enjoy the hell out of it. I could see a day in the future where maybe, and I don't know if it's on this, I got a fly, like a house fly. Keeps landing on me. He's driving me nuts right now. I hate a fly. But I could see a day in the future when I don't say my best days are behind me. I don't mean it like that, but like when my channel declines, YouTube channel here, when it declines to the point that I'm not really doing it for a living so much, that I'm just mainly doing it for the opportunity to have a business around what I love doing, so for the tax perks, when it gets just to that point, I could see myself just coming out and doing an ultralight only type channel. Like when it gets, you know, if my views decline to the point on catfishing where it ain't worthwhile to go out and burn the spots, because I mean, that's one of the things, man. Anywhere I catch fish, catfishing, I burn it to the ground, because everybody's going to be just camped out on them spots. Maybe I get to a point where it ain't worthwhile for that, but I still want to have a business around, there's fish. Oh, I lost him. But I still want to have a business around fishing so that I can take advantage of the tax perks, man. Ride off your tackle and all your other expenses that go along with fishing. I could see myself just having a channel, or maybe it's this channel, I don't know. I don't know if you necessarily need to start a new channel, but just doing this, posting 1 or 2 videos a week of me just going out and go ultralight fishing, film the first 30 minutes for an hour, and hell, you catch fish every time, so. Basically just filming my bait runs. Like I could see myself get to a point where that's what I do with this channel. Not at that point yet, but I may get there at some point in the future. I love doing this though. I'm always an advocate for ultralight fishing. Catfishing, you need to be on a body of water that either has big fish or has a lot of fish. If you're on a body of water that's not really known for its catfish, then watching my catfish videos may not be of any use to you, may not be of any help to you. I mean, if you find them entertaining, great, I hope you do, but from just a knowledge perspective, if you don't live on a body of water that has big catfish or lots of them, it may not be of any benefit to you, really. But with this style of fishing, we're gonna put on a different worm. This one here at this point's dead and ain't much of him left. But this style of fishing you can do anywhere, any body of water. Catch a bunch of fish, have fun. It's just, I can be an advocate for this style of fishing, and you know, not that I'm not an advocate for catfishing, I certainly am. I want people to do it. But I think a lot of people, just because of your location, where you're at, your time is better spent doing something else than catfishing. But with this, like, I don't care where you live, what kind of water, lake, river, pond, creek, like, you're going to catch some fish. I mean, we're literally this morning here, we're going to just take a section of this shoreline, work in and around these trees, and just cast. And we're going to catch fish. And we need one fishing pole, We need a way to get out here. Now, if you're a bank fisherman, you can certainly do this, but you obviously got to have a shoreline to access. This over here, I mean, there's no way to access this without a boat or kayak or canoe. But you don't need a fancy boat, kayak, or canoe. Today, my Hobie Lynx here, I mean, there's one. This is about as simple a setup. This is one we'll keep right here. Yeah, he's big enough. We'll justify throwing in the cooler. Got a worm back too. Thank you, buddy. But my setup here today is about as simple as it gets. I mean, yes, I have a graph on here, but we're not using it. And I never use it when I'm ultralight fishing. I've just got this graph on here because I've been catfishing out of this thing. But if you were just going out ultralight fishing, you don't really need, hell, you honestly don't need anything but the kayak itself. You don't need the rod holders, you don't need the graph. My crate here I've got behind me that I've got my coolers and that I use to store my other rods, like, if you're not going to be keeping fish, you don't even need it. All my tackle that I need, I can store on my life jacket. So you literally need nothing. You just need the platform itself to get out on the water. So it don't get more simple. Now you can add a graph and you can make it as complicated as you want to, but does the graph, and when we're over here casting against the shoreline, does that graph really do anything? If we had it on, like, yeah, we would see the depth, we would see water temperature, but I mean, is that going to change how we're fishing? No. Like, it's not going to affect what we do at all when we're doing this. So it's like, why have it if you're not going to use it? It's a better one right here. Tighten my drag just a smidge. Yeah, this one here, we're definitely going to throw him in the box. That's a nice one, man. Nice one right there. He's beautiful too. Look at the color. Look at that orange on him. That's a good bluegill right there, buddy. Threw a worm off though, so we will add another one on. Now here's a question nobody's asked me, but I'll tell you anyway. I'll tell you the answer to it, even though you don't want to know. The kayak that I would, like, right now at my house, I've got too many damn kayaks. Way too many. I've got 4 kayaks right now, y'all. I have a kayak problem. I like kayaks. And doing this for a living gives me the excuse I need to have too damn many. But let's say I was just ultralight fishing and I could only have 1 kayak. What would I use? The question none of y'all have asked me, but I'm going to answer anyway. The truth is, I probably wouldn't have any of my current kayaks. We do have another fish right here, though. Well, that's another one right there. It's pretty good, too, buddy. There's some fish on this tree. You see that tree that comes in right here? There's some fish on this thing. Let's put it in reverse here and back up off this thing a little bit. I'd like to catch a few more of this size. You're another one that's going to be coming with us, sir. Please and thank you. You threw off part of our worm, but I'm okay with that. You're worth it. But I probably wouldn't have, if I was just an ultralight fisherman, like if this was all the type of fishing I'd done, and I could only have one kayak, I think I would go inflatable. I would still pedal. I would probably get that Hobie inflatable. They've come out with a new one that's got like fish finder mounts and stuff, the H-rails. I'd just get the regular because I wouldn't need all that stuff for ultralight fishing. But it would still give you access to the pedals to cover some water. It would be super lightweight, even lighter than this thing. And this thing here's pretty light, but it would be even lighter. And when you're ultralight fishing, like catching bluegill, bass, drum, stuff like that, you're not going to poke a hole in them inflatables. I mean, they're a thick material. I do worry if I was catfish, oh, something thumped me. Didn't hit it though. He hit it, but he didn't eat it. I do worry about using an inflatable for catfish. Like if you got say a 40, 50 pound fish and it starts flopping around and they got them sharp pectoral fins. Like I worry about that busting a hole in it. But for just ultralight fishing, I wouldn't have any concerns about using an inflatable. You would have the benefits of being lightweight, being able to launch anywhere. The whole material is super quiet. Like there's a lot of benefits to it. So that's probably what I would go with. Of the 4 kayaks I currently have, this one, the Hobie Lynx, is my favorite right now for ultralight fishing. Something got our worm just then. It's my favorite because it is the lightest weight kayak that I have. And it's fast, so I can cover water a little bit more easily if I need to. If I'm wanting to fish somewhere that's farther away from the launch. And, you know, I don't break my back getting it in and out of the truck. I don't need a trailer for it. So there's a lot of positives to this kayak, and it's so nimble. Like I can get in some pretty tight areas. I can turn on a dime. Like it's just very maneuverable. So there's a lot I like about this kayak here for ultralight fishing. And of the kayaks I have, you give me a choice. Like today, I come out here to ultralight fish. I got a choice on what kayak I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take this one. But if I didn't do any other styles of fishing, why I wouldn't need my other kayaks. Like I wouldn't need them, and I need this fish right here though. And I wouldn't necessarily need a plastic hull that can take more abuse. Ooh, another good one. Another good one right here, man. Look at this thing. Look how tall he is. He's not very long, but he's tall, and he's got a, this is interesting. I want you to look at this. Look what his head. You see that indentation right there? It's like it's a deformity of some kind. I don't know what's caused that. Maybe if we find a catfish to eat him tomorrow, the catfish could tell us what caused that. Misshaped head. Them other bluegill kids have been making fun of him his whole life. But yeah, the inflatable, that would probably be my #1 choice. It's literally half the weight that I'm currently, like this kayak here, fully rigged with your pedals and seat is like 65 pounds. The inflatable, fully rigged, I'm wanting to say it's like 30-something pounds, I think. I think the hull itself is 20 pounds, 22 pounds, something like that. I could be off a little bit, but nevertheless, it's a significant weight savings over what I'm currently in, which is already light. So, I mean, you could literally launch that thing anywhere. Now, The inflatable material, you would think, well, Justin, you're going to puncture that thing on rocks or whatever. From what I've read about them, I've researched a little bit. Oyster beds tear up everything. But aside from that, you're fine. Like I've known some people that, you know, I got some bass fishing friends. I don't claim them, but they're more acquaintances really than friends. It's hard to be friends with bass fishermen because I use bass for bait and they don't like that. But a lot of those guys will fish, they'll do river fishing. They'll be on like shallow rivers where they've got to cross rocky shoals and stuff to make their way down. And when you're in a plastic kayak, roto-molded kayak, man, them things, they're durable, but they take a beating on environments like that. And I've known some guys that have knocked holes in their kayaks, gotten cracks, and ended up in bad situations, taking on water and stuff, and getting themselves in trouble with that. The inflatable, they seem to do better in those environments. And I know you might think, well, Justin, they're slamming into them rocks and stuff. It's different. One thing, the inflatable is going to float much shallower. So you're actually not going to be hitting as many rocks as what you are in a regular kayak because your draft is going to be shallower. So some rocks that you would hit in a regular kayak, you're going to go right over the top of on the inflatable. There's one. Oh, that's another good one right here now. This is going to be another good one. Oh, buddy. Buddy, I want you to look at this. Oh, look how thick he is. This one's got length and some meat on it right here. I've got let me get my worms out of the way. We'll throw this one on a measuring board just to see if he'll lay there. Oh yeah. Yeah, right there, man. Over 8 inches, almost. He'll touch that 8 1/4 inch line. It's your lucky day, bluegill. I'm gonna let you go. I am gonna keep a few more bluegill, but them big ones like that, man. I like to let them. I let most of them go. We want them things breeding, passing on their genes. But yeah, I mean, you get an inflatable, 20-something pounds, launch it anywhere. Oh, look at here, we've got us a green sunfish. That's a pretty good sized one too. Most of these I get are real small. So we're gonna throw him in the box for sure. So yeah, that would be what I would do. That's the question nobody asks, but I'm telling you the answer to anyway. But for now, I'm gonna keep using this kayak, the Hobie Lynx. A very overpriced, glorified paddleboard, but a lot of fun to fish out of. And this is gonna be a lot of fun to catch right here because this is another one that's, oh, did you see that? That's a red-breasted sunfish and it's a big one. Oh, buddy, look at this thing. Look at this, y'all. This is beautiful fish right here. And it's a big one too, man. Holy cow, look at this thing. These are some of the prettiest fish that we have out here. The lighting's not good. You're not going to be able to see them very well. Oh, easy, easy, easy. Don't flop out. Don't flop out, fish. I want to put you on that board. I want people to get a better look at you here. Yeah, he's short of 8 inches, but look at them orange right there. The blue and the orange, it's beautiful. They are beautiful fish. He is going to make a beautiful thumbnail on catfish video. That's what he's going to make. board out of the way. Let me get us another worm. First off, let me back up a little bit here. We've drifted up on these fish a little bit. Back up off of them, and then we're going to cast over again. I'd like to get some more of those red-breasted sunfish. They are just so pretty. Like aquarium fish. We about out of worms. We're about to switch over to some gulp here in a minute, y'all. We have made the most of our tub of worms I bought there a while back. The thing about worms, you can always get them eat. Fish love worms. It's one of those things that's just bottom of the food chain, man. Big rainstorm comes, washes down the banks, some of them worms will get washed down in the water. Other times a year, there'll be things on trees falling off, caterpillars and whatnot, that kind of represents what we're throwing. There were some fish busted. Look right down here. Look right, I don't know if you can see it so far away. Right against the shoreline. There's some fish busting down there, a school of them. That's encouraging. We'll run into those in a little while, hopefully. I'm not going to go rushing down there to them, but by the time we get down there to where they're at, we will have probably switched over to throwing the gulp so we can work it like a minnow, like a shad. Now, some of you might be saying, well, Justin, you were talking earlier about the shad fry right now, how small they are. I set the hook and slammed in the rod behind me. Dadgummit. I wish them dang white bass had spit up some of them shad fry, but what they're eating is smaller than my gulp minnows, if you can believe it. But they truly are. I mean, you're talking quarter-inch, half-inch fry, man. They're just tiny. Let's put our other worm on here. We lost part of that worm. I can get that one off. I think we ain't got but 1 or 2 worms left. This thing's really little, too. Let's take a look here. No, I'll take that back. We got a couple more tiny ones in there. All right, let's throw back over. I want to get some more of them sunfish if we can. Whether it's the green sunfish or the red-breasted sunfish, both will make fine baits and both will make quality thumbnails. Oh, is that a bass? No, just a long bluegill. I saw the length of it. At first I thought we had a smaller bass on. Yeah, he's one we'll throw in the box. We're walking out of here with some bait today, folks. We sure are. Still got our worm back on that one too. How about that? I'm just throwing that thing out and letting it sink down to the bottom. This shoreline drops straight off pretty quickly. I mean, you can see the hillside, and that incline is the same underwater as it is above. So it drops off real quick. But I just cast that worm out and let it fall, and you can kind of work it back to you a little bit, let it fall off some more, and then make another cast. But where it lands up there, you can work that thing down. You can work it out to 6, 8, 10 feet deep if you want to. I'm seeing at least something. There's something right. You see it busting right there? It may be them same fish possibly. The wind is pushing us that way right now, so we'll be there in a second. If it's still going when we get there. I'll make another cast or two right in here first. It really don't matter with this though what you throw. If you're just, as long as you're throwing something small and something with a small enough hook that you can get bit. And like me, like I think we'll probably at some point down through here catch some bass, whether it's largemouth or smallmouth. If we get on a school of some of them white bass, we'll certainly catch those as well. Plus any other random fish we could catch, catfish, drum, whatever. But the majority of the fish you're going to catch when you're ultralighting and you're using worms or you're using a gulp or any small plastic, the bulk of the fish you're going to catch are going to be bluegill. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Like I like catching bluegill. So it don't hurt my feelings one bit to catch them. Like if we only caught bluegill today, I mean, part of me from the catfishing perspective would be disappointed because I did want to get some variety. But from a personal enjoyment standpoint, I could have a damn good day I've had a lot of damn good days just catching bluegill. So it never hurts my feelings to catch them. They're so underrated, so underappreciated as a fish species. Everybody catches them as kids, just throwing a worm under a bobber, right? And most people, I mean, if you did a poll of what was the first fish you caught, I mean, I think most people would probably be bluegill, right? But I think because of that, bluegill get a rap for being too easy, a kid's fish. And look, I mean, are they easy to catch? Sure. The bigger ones can certainly be harder to find. Oh, I thought I had a fish. I don't. I have a snag. I set the hook pretty good on it too. We may lose the jig head here, folks. I'm gonna get over here on it, see if I can pull it out. Make it reel down to it, actually. Oh, I'm just gonna, oh, there it went. It's like I'm just gonna pull the whole stick up. Now I'm in the tree. We went from a stick to a tree, folks. There it is, okay. Now let's get out of here before we get our other rods behind us hung in this tree. We done spooked any fish that would have been here. All right, let's take a look at our hook, make sure it's not all bent out. These light wire hooks will bend easy. Got to keep an eye on those. Let's see, did we have one more worm? Yes, we do. One final worm. We shall call you Wormy, and we will feed you to something. Nope, I'll take that back. I think that one's dead. Oh, there's two in there. I think they're both dead. No, that one's moving. All right, well, we got a little bit more. I'll just keep finding worm. Every time I think we're done, I find some more. But what I was saying about bluegill, you know, I think because it's the first fish we all catch, and they are pretty prevalent and easy to catch in pretty good numbers usually, that because of that, they just get, oh, we got something busting right there. Let me throw right over here. Look, we got fish right here. Look at this right here, y'all. don't know if we can get them to eat that worm. They're probably chasing them shad. Where did they go? I don't know what those are that's chasing. They're trying to run this worm up on the surface. It's kind of swimming. We switch over to a gulp, we'll have better opportunity to catch those busting fish like that. I don't know where they went. But anyway, I think bluegill just don't really get appreciated because of the fact they're so easy to catch oftentimes, and they are so prevalent. But for me personally, I don't want to have to really work when I go fishing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, and that's just my personality, I guess, but like, I want fishing to be easy. That's why you don't ever see me musky fishing. Like, going musky fishing and using the big tackle and throwing them large lures and throwing them all day long in hopes of getting one bite. That, I mean, that's miserable. To me, anyway. Now, granted, a lot of guys do that. They're into it. They would rather get that one bite than to get 100 bites from smaller fish of a different species. Look, I get it. I mean, everybody's got their own thing. No disrespect to the musky fishermen out there. But for me personally, like, I just can't throw a 8-foot rod and these huge ass lures all day long and stay motivated to do it to catch one fish. But I can go out and catch me 100 bluegill and be perfectly content. I don't mind the fact that it's easy. I enjoy the fact that it's easy. I don't hold it against the fish. You just got to match your tackle to be able to accommodate the size of the bluegill. I had one. He may be on there, actually. He is. I saw my line twitch. Oh, this is a good one, whatever he is. What is that? Is it a bluegill or a shell cracker? This may be a shell cracker right here. This is a big one. We're gonna net this one, folks. Grab your net up here. Get your net. I don't want to take no chances with this one being on my 2-pound line. That is a shell cracker. Yes, buddy. We're definitely taking him. That's a quality bait right there. That is a quality bait, man. I don't get shell cracker often, but usually if I do, it's going to be on a worm versus throwing a gulp. This one's ate it kind of deep, but don't really matter because we're going to be taking him with us anyway. Yeah, he did eat it deep. I can't get that thing out. There it comes. All right, man. Yes, let me show you this fish. So these shell cracker or red ears, it depends on where you're at. Here we all call them shell cracker. Easy, easy. But you'll see they've got that little bit of red right there on their ear flap. They're very similar to bluegill, but they're bigger, they're thicker. This one here is just over 10 inches, which is average size for a shell cracker, but they get significantly bigger. But you can see just when you compare it, they look similar to bluegill, but just much thicker. These make excellent live baits for catfish, but also really good cut baits too because of their size and thickness. He's going in the box. He was bleeding a little bit anyway there because of the jig being so deep. We had hooked him kind of deep there. He did give us our worm back though, so we will continue along. I wish I'd been paying attention to where I caught him at. We're drifting down the bank with that little bit of a breeze. I'd like to have thrown back over there to his friends, but I wasn't paying attention. I don't get them often, but man, when I do, I appreciate every one of them. I didn't bring a live well today to be able to keep anything alive. Of course, he wouldn't have lived anyway with us hooking him kind of deep, but he would have been a good live bait size. A 10-inch shell cracker is a quality live bait for blues and flatheads. That's exciting, folks. And a damn good fight too. I mean, you saw how he had that rod bent over, taking line. I mean, they're a hard fighting fish. This one here's a hard fighting fish too. This is bluegill. I think this one here probably be the last one we keep, maybe. Let me just take a look and see how many. I know we've got a bunch of fish in here between the white bass and the bluegill, but yeah, maybe we'll keep one or two more. Because, I mean, I am going to fish the next 2 days, so hopefully we'll use all of them. I don't want to be wasteful, but ideally like to catfish next 2 days, and I do some carp fishing toward the end of the week. There's just so many types of fish I want to catch and so little time to do it. What I do though, folks, man, when it's hot like this, these hot summer months, I fish in the mornings. And when I'm done in the mornings, I'm done for the day. Like, I'm not going to go out and fish in the heat. When it gets so hot that it ain't fun anymore, I don't want to be on water because I want to have fun. But yeah, this time of year I'm fishing. Of course, most of my trips are short anyway, but in the wintertime, I'll mix it up. And instead of doing 4 or 5 hours in the mornings, I'll do 4 or 5 hours in the afternoons after it warms up. But this time of year, man, you get out here at dawn, it's a comfortable temperature, tolerable anyway. Usually the wind's not blowing first thing in the morning, which is one of the biggest hindrances when you're ultralight fishing. It's the wind. That's the killer for ultralight fishing, because you're throwing these light jigs and light lures and stuff. You can't feel the bites if the wind's blowing a bow in your line. So that's kind of the downfall. But you get out here in the summer months, and usually the wind just don't blow as much in the summer. It's in the spring we get a lot of windy days, a lot of high wind days. It's oftentimes very frustrating in the springtime around here. But once we get into the hottest part of summer, the days where you would love for the wind to blow just to cool you off a little bit. Days in the summer you can't get the wind to blow. Here's another one. Let's make this the last one we keep. You're the last one. The next bluegill is going to be way luckier than you, because we're going to let him go. I don't know if that last bluegill there, if he should feel honored or insulted that he's the last one we're keeping. Either way, he's the last one. I don't know how many we got in there, but we got enough. We'll rotate tomorrow with the bluegill and the white bass. I don't know where I'm going to go tomorrow, or exactly what I'm going to do as we're around that tree. Let's try casting that again. I don't really have a good game plan yet. I'm catching some fish, but it's been very sporadic lately. It's been hit or miss. I think I want to go do some drift fishing. That's what I kind of think I want to do. But part of me wants to get out there and do some dragging as well up in channel edges. So I don't know. Game time decision tomorrow, probably. Either way, we got plenty enough bait to make it happen no matter what we want to do. If I go drift fishing, I'll probably go in this kayak. I've been having a lot of fun lately catfishing in this thing. If I go dragging, I may bust out my Hobie Pro Angler kayak with the motor on it. Just because it's easier with that kayak just to set the speed, set it and forget it. Set the speed, set your direction, and just go. I'll check the current forecast and see. Let me throw around that way or else we're going to end up in that tree. I'll check and see what the current flow is going to be tomorrow, if we're going to have any or not. We've been having some flow in the morning hours this year. We've had not a lot of rain at my house lately, but we've had a lot of rain around us lately. Some afternoon storms and whatnot dumped a bunch of rain. This fish right here, he said it rained at his house. You're lucky, fish. You would be going in the box, but instead, you're going home. This is another good one right here, buddy. This is one right here. I mean, it's got some meat on him. Let's throw him on the board just for duties and giggles. No, he ain't gonna lay there. He ain't gonna lay there, that ornery thing. You're ornery now. Act like somebody. Act like somebody that wants to get their measurement took. You ought to be proud of how big you are, bluegill. He ain't though, he ain't the least bit. He's over 8 inches. Just hits it. I hear voices behind me. Are they in my head? I don't see anybody. I guess they're in my head. But anyway, we've had rain enough around me that they've actually been running some flow in the mornings, which is oftentimes this time of year, man, you just don't get a lot of, you usually don't get any flow in the mornings, to be quite honest with you. Like, they'll turn on the generators usually. Oh, a little bass come up after it right there as I was reeling it in. They'll turn on the generators about 11 in the morning, around noon, and they'll run them to about midnight. And so if you get out first thing in the morning, oftentimes you don't have any current whatsoever. It'd be like fishing in a lake, because there's no flow in the river when they ain't generating. They got all the hydroelectric dams all up and down the Tennessee River. So TVA, Tennessee Valley Authority, they dictate whether or not there's current flow. And they do that in the summer months because of, well, there was one, hit it right away. But they do that for electricity. And, oh, it's another sunfish right here, red-breasted sunfish. Smaller one. We're letting you go too there, good buddy. Beautiful fish though. But the higher energy demand times is during the day, right? There's businesses open. It's the hot point of the day, so people are running their air conditioners more. And therefore there's more stress on the electrical grid, and so they run the generators to provide more electricity. At nighttime, businesses are closed. People turn thermostats down a little bit, you know, it's less demand. But this year, we've had enough rain that they're able to run the water. They've been running 24/7. Now they'll pick up the flow pick up the generation during the day, during the hot part of the day, for the higher energy demands, but they're still able to run water 24/7 right now. And that's helpful when you're catfishing. A little current will help you. It'll help you get your scent dispersed, and you know, me fishing out of a kayak, I don't want too much current. You can't really have too much current for catfish. I mean, there's plenty of fellas fishing the Mississippi and Missouri rivers with flow that's several miles per hour, and they do great. They catch fish. Like, you can't have too much flow for a catfish, but you can have too much flow for kayak fishing. And so for me, I want some flow, but I don't want a lot of flow. I'm very picky about it. And right now, in the mornings, we've been having about a half mile an hour current flow, which is perfect for me. That's perfect drifting speed. It's perfect, man. So I hope we have that tomorrow. And when you got flow that's, say, half a mile an hour, you can do whatever you want to do with it. If you want to anchor, you can anchor and get your scent dispersed. If you want to drift, you can drift with it because it's a perfect speed to drift at. But it's also slow enough current that if you want to drag baits and go against the flow, you can do it and still be able to keep your baits down on bottom. So you can, it's really, about a half mile an hour is perfect for no matter what you want to do. And let's say you're somebody that likes to bump, right? Like I'm not into bumping. But half a mile an hour is too slow to be bumping. But where I'm fishing at is way on downriver from the dams. If you want to bump, you can go up to the dam and you're going to have faster flow up there. Closer you get to the dam, obviously, the faster the water's moving. And you can bump up there. So you can literally do anything. Any type of fishing you want with that kind of flow. You can still, all the things that I like to do in a kayak, you can do without any flow as well, right? Like, I mean, you've seen me do a lot of trips with zero current flow. And I do fine, I catch fish, I've adapted. But I feel like everything's a little easier when you got flow. I've had some really good trips with no flow, but when I leave my house, I leave with more confidence knowing that I've got some current. And confidence, man, confidence will carry you a long ways in fishing. If you're confident that you're about to get bit or that you could get bit, you're going to be more inclined to ride out hard times. If you get on the water and you're not doing any good, you're not catching anything, if the conditions are right and you're confident in what you're doing, like you're going to be more apt to ride it out. And when you do that, you're going to catch some fish. You're eventually going to. Whereas if you don't have that confidence, you're going to be more likely to either change tactics, change locations, or maybe you just go home. You say, oh, it ain't my day. I ain't gonna catch them today. So, it's confidence. Confidence is one of those things that's, you could argue is maybe the most important thing in fishing. I mean, you got to have the basics, right? Like you got to have tackle, you got to have bait, all that. But like, once you have the bare minimum necessities to go fishing, I could make a strong argument that confidence is the next most important thing. This fish is confident he's going to get caught as I'm reeling him in right here. Oh, bluegills, another one we would have kept 30 minutes ago, but not right now, bluegill. Unless you're bleeding when I pull out this jig, and I think you're gonna be okay. He got it a little deeper, but not down in the gills. There goes old bass boat, man. I guess he finally give up on them white bass over there. I figured he'd pull up right here beside us. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Like it's, and I guess that's where I'm projecting myself into other people. Like, I'm pretty antisocial. I want to be left the hell alone on the water. Not everybody's like that. Some people want to get out there, and even though they're in a boat, like they want to be in earshot of you and talk to you out there and whatnot. I see that a lot. But me, like if I want to be social, I'll go do something else. Like I'm gonna have to interact with people too damn much today anyway. Well, probably not today, but in general, you know what I mean. And it's one thing, like, if somebody recognizes me, if I'm out at a boat ramp or on the water or Walmart, somebody recognizes me, wants to come up and say hi, whatever, that's perfectly fine. But when people just want to have random chit-chat with me, oh, how's the weather today? Or catch anything? Or you bass fishing? Just stupid, meaningless conversation. I'm so repulsed by meaningless conversation, even though that's what I'm having with myself here, that you're listening to. But it's different in your own head. Like, I'm talking out loud in these videos what would probably be going on in my head, right? So it's kind of different. But just two individuals having meaningless conversation, it just repulses me. There's nothing enjoyable about it. To me, anyway. I find it to be exhausting. I need my conversation to have a purpose. It's the same way, too. I think that's part of the reason why I hate social media so much. Even though I do social media for a living, I hate it. That's part of it I hate. Anyway, it's just meaningless. It's not even conversation. When you're in like a comment box or a Facebook group or something like that, like it's not even it's not even meaningless conversation. It's meaningless typing text with people you don't know. Like, why? And I'll be the first to admit, I've been taking advantage of it on Facebook, right? Because Facebook started paying for content, and I have figured out ways to kind of trigger people, not necessarily trying to trigger people, just doing what I normally do, using baits that are legal here but not legal everywhere that bother some people. Triggers comments. If I do videos where I have a big takedown on my rod, but then don't show the fish, that bothers people, triggering a comment and helping boost my videos. Like, I've figured out ways to kind of game the system a little bit. We got some slop here all over our worm. That worm's dead anyway. Let's switch him out. Get all that gunk off there. But like, I've figured out ways to help myself get more views on Facebook. But the random people on there, well, that's it. That's it for our worms, folks. We're done. Done with those. Let's get our gulp now. I keep them over here in my pea cup. It's literally, truly a pea cup. It's a urine specimen cup. I'm not just making that up, folks. Best gulp minnow storage container you will ever find. is a P-cup. They don't leak. You can put you about 2 jars of them 1-inch gulp in there. It's perfect. I actually need to add another jar to this thing. I keep it here in the cup holder on my kayak. But yeah, like social media, the comment box on Facebook posts, and I'm not just talking about my post. I mean, you go down any Facebook post that's gotten a little bit of traction. It's just people conversating with people through text that they don't know, meaningless conversation, oftentimes arguing and complaining with each other. It's like, ain't you got better stuff to do with your life? Like sometimes if I'm out on the water and some dude's, I'm fishing this way and he's coming this way and there's a fish, first cast with that gulp. Very first cast with it. It's gonna be a good one too. He's digging, man, he's fighting. Another big bluegill, buddy. Big old bluegill. Another thick one. Look at that. I'm not gonna put him on the board, but he's probably close to 8 inches. But like, you know, if you're out on the water, if you're out in public somewhere and you cross paths with somebody, you oftentimes kind of get forced. Oh, well, that fish right there tugged on it, man, as soon as it hit. There's some bluegill right here along this bank, man. Part of this bank's caved in and fell off in the water here. What I'm getting at is, like, in public, you can't always help the situation. You may be forced into having idle chit-chat conversations with people just because you're in the same proximity as them. I don't seek out idle chit-chat, but I'm in it all the time because I make eye contact with somebody while waiting in line at the grocery store, or I'm out on the water and I cross paths with somebody fishing down the same bank as I am. Like, that happens. But when it happens on social media, it's a choice at that point. Like, you don't have to engage with that crap. But people do, and they do it all the time. And oftentimes, the people that they're interacting with aren't even people at all. It's spam accounts or bots or, you know, just stuff that's been programmed to, you know, just make controversial comments or whatever. Like, that was a big thing with the elections and whatnot, right? They had all them bots getting on there and trying to rile people up and everything. Like, that happens, but people waste their time. They'll waste all their time scrolling, waste time interacting on there, and I'm like, I got better stuff to do, man. I ain't trying to sit here and talk like I'm better than somebody, but I do have better stuff to do with my time. I don't get the appeal of it. And it's so nasty on there too. I mean, it's the people you're interacting with, even if they're real. It ain't people that you would want to interact with in real life most of the time. I mean, I'll be the first to admit, like, I'm only on there for money. That's it. It's just part of the job. Every job you do, I don't care if you're a YouTuber like me or you're a truck driver or cashier at the Piggly Wiggly. No matter what kind of job you do in life, there's going to be things about your particular job that you just don't like, but you do it anyway because it's part of the job. It's part of what you got to do to make your bread, right? That's one of those things for me. Social media is just one of those things for me. I don't like doing it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to interact with those people. But it's what you do. Keeps the lights on. But if I wasn't doing this, you think I'd be? Hell no, I wouldn't be on there. I just don't have any desire for it, man. It's just, people are just so nasty, so vile on there. I ain't even been interacting with anybody on my Facebook. I post the videos and stuff, but I ain't even been in the comment box. I couldn't tell you good or bad what's going on in there. The only people I interact with are my channel members. I'll do a channel membership on this channel, and I do some extra videos and stuff for channel members. Oftentimes, just even if it's around my house, just telling people behind the scenes stuff, what's going on. But like my channel members, they're kind of, in a way, they're kind of vetted before I interact with them, right? Because they've signed up to be a channel member. There is a fee associated with it. So like, you know, it's not, people aren't going to pay that fee just to get on there and blast me, right? Like that. So it's a group of people that like me. They either like me or we're like-minded in the fact that we like the same things. There's a common interest among us. So I don't mind interacting with those people because it's always positive. It's always enjoyable with those people. So like my channel members video still has the comment box turned on, and I go through and I interact with everybody in that comment box because I know it's going to be enjoyable interaction. But just for random comments on social media, hell no, I got better stuff to do. I turned all that crap off. Like this video here you're seeing today, it ain't going to have a comment box on it. Why? Because in order for me to interact with the people worth interacting with, I'm going to have to sift through a bunch of people that I don't want to interact with. And meanwhile, the comment box on YouTube, it don't do anything for you as far as getting your videos pushed. So why have it? It's just a liability. It's a time suck and a liability. So I eliminated it, and my life's been better for it. I have considered, and I actually went as far as to look it up. It apparently ain't possible on Facebook to turn your comments completely off. Like you have to change your settings on your page, and it would kill your reach. Like you wouldn't reach new people if you did it. But well, that was a big splash right over there. I don't know what that was. Maybe a carp or something. But if it was possible to just turn off comments like I have on YouTube and TikTok, if I could do that on Facebook easily, I would try it just to see how much it would affect the views I'm getting on there. Like if you told me right now, I could take a 25%, I could turn the comments off on Facebook, but doing so, I would have to take like a 25% pay cut, 30% pay cut. I would do it in an instant. I'd turn all that crap off, man. I'd take the pay, it'd be worth it. I mean, Facebook's just extra money for me anyway. So if I could make a little less and not have to deal with any of it, hell yeah. But one, you can't do that without killing all your reach. And two, I don't know, like even if you could, would it just kill all your momentum on there? I don't know. That's another nice gill right there though. So I don't know. But nevertheless, it's one of those things like I don't enjoy it, and I don't understand why other people do enjoy it. And it may be a situation where nobody enjoys it, but they just do it anyway. It's just one of those things that's so ingrained into us at this point. Social media has been around so long, it's just what we do. And Lord knows the social media companies themselves have come up with ways to manipulate us into staying on the platform and getting on the platform more frequently. For instance, I'll tell you this. This is something they do on me. Let's work around. There's a dead carp, or buffalo one. I think it's a buffalo. Let's work around this tree here and get back up here in the shade. Boy, as soon as you hit that sun, buddy, it's 100 degrees hotter. Let's get back over here in the shade. But like one thing that they do that annoys the hell out of me is they'll put that little number in the red up there right on top of the app letting you know you have a notification. And usually it's a notification of something you don't even care about being notified about. And it don't matter how many times you adjust your settings or turn that off or click, don't want notifications from this page or whatever, they still pop up. And they do that intentionally to try to gnaw at you into getting you to click on the platform, because they know if you will click on there to see what that notification is, you are likely to stay on the platform. And then they can serve up more advertisements to you, which then puts more money in their pocket. Now, the good thing is now, at least Facebook is paying a little something now, so they at least are giving back to the people who's posting on there, unlike used to when they just kept it all for themselves. It's still a drop in the bucket compared to YouTube, but it's at least something. Hopefully they've done it a little bit on Instagram. Like I'll occasionally get a thing and it'll say, you're eligible for such and such bonus by posting on Instagram this month or whatever, but it's never worthwhile on Instagram. But it has been on Facebook. So I'm gonna keep doing it until it ain't worthwhile. There was another big splash behind it. I think it's carp over there. But yeah, YouTube got away from that, man. YouTube, used to, the algorithm did value comments and engagement and stuff. And I think maybe it still does now from the viewer perspective. Like, as a person who makes videos, if a person comments, if I have comments on and people comment, it doesn't matter how many comments I get, it won't affect my video performance at all. But I think as a viewer, if you comment on a video, it lets the algorithm know that you have an interest in it. So like it's funny from that perspective. Like, people get on there and complain in the comment box. They hate you. They hate seeing your videos pop up, whatever. By commenting and complaining, they're actually getting your videos put in front of them more often, because the algorithm's going to say, okay, well, you watched a certain percentage of this video. It don't matter whether you hit the thumbs up or thumbs down button, you hit one of them, you hit the button, and you left a comment. Like, that's ding, 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 like you're just checking off boxes on there. So the algorithm says, okay, you've engaged now with this content, let's serve more up to you. So they'll show you more videos of that creator or similar videos from other creators. So I do think from that perspective, it does play into the algorithm a little bit. But as far as affecting how a particular YouTuber's videos perform, it don't do anything. And I think the reason they got away from it is because people was smart enough to manipulate it. Right? Like, I mean, think back about, well, even within the last 10 years, people on YouTube would be like, hey guys, leave me a comment down below, or what's your thoughts on this? Or they would say something and just to get you to comment. They were artificial. You think they really give a damn about whatever it is they're asking you about? Hell no. They don't give a damn about that. What they care about your comment. They were trying to artificially inflate their comments because it would matter back in the day. And I think because so many people were manipulating it, it became an unreliable source, an unreliable metric for YouTube. So they just got away from it. And I'm thankful they did, man. Because, again, it allows somebody like me who don't want to sift through a bunch of nasty people in the comment box. Like, it allows me to just turn it off and not be negatively impacted on YouTube from it. So I hope that Facebook will eventually get to that point too, where it don't matter as much. These algorithms now though, man, they're getting to the point where they know us better than we know ourselves, really. Or at least they think they do. It's amazing. I will either make a purchase online or I'll research something online and I'll see, I'll give you for instance, recently I bought a pull-up bar. So I live pretty close to a school, and I was going down to the school and doing my pull-ups. I work out every day. I don't want to, but I'm disciplined and I do it. And so one of the things that I do a few times a week is I will do pull-ups, chin-ups. And I would go down to the school and use monkey bars on the playground. Well, I got me a pull-up bar. And I had done some research on there, but on Amazon, right? Like, totally not Facebook or Instagram. But yet now, every time I get on Facebook or Instagram, you know what I'm gonna see ads for? Pull-up bars. And so they know what you're searching for, even if it's not on their platform, they know. Now, they don't know well enough to know that I've already bought one, and so I don't need to be shown those ads anymore, but nevertheless, they knew I had searched for that. So that's what I get served up all the time now. It's funny how that works, man. It's really scary in a sense. If technology eventually gets there, and there's already progress made toward it, right? Like, if any of y'all out there have heard about Neuralink, it's one of Elon Musk's companies. But Neuralink is putting implants in people's brains, and right now, it's doing good, right? Like, it's taking people who are paralyzed or people who are blind, and it's going to help those people restore some of their function, right? It's a good thing. But there's literally a chip implanted into their mind, into their brain. And we don't have to go too far down the conspiracy rabbit hole to think that, at some point in the future, when we all have these things, not just for, oh, buddy, here we go. This ain't a bluegill right here, y'all. This is not a bluegill. I'm gonna back off my drag a little bit. He's running out toward open water, and I'm gonna let him. I don't know what it is, but he thumped it and took off. And so I'm gonna just follow him out here in open water, get him away from the logs and stuff on the bank. And we're just gonna take our sweet time here and battle him. I don't know what this is. Could be a drum, could be a catfish. It's not a bass. If it was a bass, he would already be up and thrashing. I don't think it's a carp or buffalo. I think they would have, you'd had a harder run, harder surge. I'm gonna guess drum. I hope it's a big drum. I'm just letting him go. I'm letting him go right now. We're gonna have to tire this thing out. 2-pound line and an ultralight rod. We just gotta play him out. If I try horsing him, we're gonna break off. He's starting to go back toward the shoreline. I'm not happy about that. I was hoping he was gonna continue out over deeper water. Right now, I'm letting him tow the kayak. I'm letting him pull me along with him, and the resistance, the kayak's basically acting like a bobber. It's acting like a float here, and that it's creating resistance. So when he runs, he's kind of tiring himself out a little bit. I don't know what this is though. He's not like rolling around and stuff. I really don't think it's a cat. I think it's probably a drum. I hope it is. Depending on how big he is, we may end up keeping that too for bait. Be another one of those baits, be a little bit of variety. He's getting us over here though there's a lot of wood, a lot of debris right here. If he gets us in something with our light line, we're gonna be toast. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes. You make a mistake, tighten your drag too much, or try to horse the fish, or you run him, or the fish runs you across something. It happens, but it makes it a little bit more exciting, honestly, because the fish has a chance to get away. Most of the fish we catch has no chance of getting away unless they just pull the hook out of their mouth or something. But in this situation, this fish has got a sporting chance right here to get away from us without us ever knowing what it is. He snatched up that gulp minnow though, man. I mean, he smacked it. I just want to get a look at him. I don't even care if we land him. I just want to know what it is. That's the number one thing I want to know, just curiosity. You'd think he'd be getting tired by now. These battles can take a while though. You just hang on and enjoy the ride, man. I mean, you see this, I'm not pedaling. This fish is literally towing me around. Of course, this kayak, and again, it's like a paddleboard, so it glides over the water. So it's a little bit more easily towed than your normal roto-molded style kayak, but still, it's creating some resistance for this fish to move around here. I mean, we hooked him on down on the other side of that pine tree over there. I tell you, man, you just never know. You never know what you're going to hook into when you're ultralight fishing. It could be literally anything. When you're fishing baits and lures that are representing the bottom of the food chain, everything can eat them. Everything will eat them. It's just a matter of getting your bait in front of the fish. There's an excitement that goes along with that. You know, when I go catfishing, I know I'm going to catch catfish, right? Like maybe I get a random day where I catch a striped bass. But for the most part, you go catfishing, you catch catfish. When you go ultralight fishing like this, you never know what you're going to get into. You get into a school of white bass, you catch those. You get into a school of largemouth, you catch those. Bluegill, catfish drum, yellow bass. I've caught carp, I've caught buffalo. I mean, I have caught everything imaginable on an ultralight and gulp minnow or worm. It's just, you just never know. And that's part of the fun of it. I mean, for the last hour, we've been catching bluegill 6 to 8 inches. It's been great. And now all of a sudden, boom, we hook into this. Still ain't got to look at him. And I tell you, you know, light tackle from a catfishing perspective is one of those things that I honestly should do more of. Oh, I gotta watch it here. We don't want him running that line over the edge of our kayak either. That's another surefire way to break off. But I'm always fearful. The day I go out light tackle catfishing's the day I'm gonna finally hook that 100-pounder. And I'm gonna screw it up. On ultralight, like if we lose this fish, I'll be disappointed if we don't see it. But it's not the end of the world. But if I ever lost that 100-pound catfish, and it was because I was out there playing around with light tackle, I would be disappointed. I would be very, I mean, if it's a once-in-a-lifetime fish and you blow it because of your tackle, it's gonna be a kick to the gonads. This fish is still just a-going, man. He's pulling us this way. I wish he would get out here more in open water where we don't have to worry about the debris. He's just cruising right up the shoreline right now. I want to know what this is so bad, y'all. Oh, I see a tail over there. What is it? Y'all, I think this is a carp. I think it's a carp. I kid you not. I think I saw orange on the tail. Let me get spun here. I kid you not. It ain't fought like a carp. You know, carp make those hard surges. It's not fought like that, but I'm unless I'm just going crazy or I'm colorblind all of a sudden, I think I saw an orange tail. It's a big fish. It's definitely one we're gonna need the net for. We're not gonna be grabbing hold of our line to get hold of this thing, that's for sure. This is exciting, man. I'm telling you, you hook into something big like this, and I don't care what kind of fish it is, what kind of species, it don't matter. When you're in a battle with an ultralight and 2-pound test line against a fish that is way heavier than your line class, it's fun, man. I'm excited. I don't know if y'all are excited watching this, because this is going to be a long, one fish here can be a long battle. But I'm sure as hell excited about it. He's come out here a little bit deeper water now. I think I don't want to jinx it. I think we're okay with him. Just as long as he stays out here and keeps away from the debris. I'm just going to keep the pressure on him, tire him down. If it is a carp, I think it is, but if it is, their endurance is pretty damn good. I've caught a bunch of them carp fishing, man, and they are fighters, buddy. They're another one of those fish that are very underrated, underappreciated, especially in my area here. And everybody here considers them to be trash fish, but they are far from it, man. They are a worthy opponent on any tackle, but especially on this ultralight. Like it's not like I'm out here with an ultralight rod and using heavy line with it. Like, I mean, we got a 2-pound line. Like, this is a true ultralight setup here. There's some other fish over there busting the surface right there in front of it. He's making his way back toward the shore. I want to put just a little more pressure on him, but at the same time, I don't. Like, I feel like he's tiring down a little bit. And I want to kind of pull him up to the surface, but at the same time, I can't pull too much on him without risk of him popping our line or maybe popping our hook. Carp have a very soft, fleshy mouth, and with our hook being so small, it's possible we could rip it right out if we put too much pressure on there. We got to watch our kayak here. As he goes around this way, he's back here under us again. Y'all, I want to get this thing up, man. I want to confirm, I want to see him, like all of him. I want to just confirm that he is what I think he is. And I want to see how big he is. This is awesome, man. There's a lot of people that do them line class records and stuff. I don't know that I trust all them. Here he goes. He's making another run. Getting out here in deeper water, he can go down. But a lot of people do them line class records, and I don't know that I trust all that stuff. But a lot of people are into it. And, I'm sure there's a lot of honest people that do it and just try to catch the biggest fish possible with the smallest line possible. But I can see why people get into it, just from situations I've been in like we're in right now, where you've hooked into something way bigger than your line, and it truly becomes a battle between your patience and your ability to tire this fish out, because you ain't horsing this thing. You try horsing it, you're done. You're going to break your line or rip your hook out. Like, it's a true test right here. And I'm probably, when I get in these situations, I oftentimes get impatient and cost myself fish. But I have caught a bunch of fish through the years that are way bigger than I should have been able to land. Big drum, carp, catfish. I mean, I've been fortunate to pull up some really big fish doing this. And I hope we're going to get us one today that'll be worthy of such recognition. My line is going to be toast after this. I change out my ultralight line pretty frequently anyway. Usually every second to third trip I go ultralight fishing, I will change out my line. I buy it in 10,000 yard spools. So when you buy it in bulk, it's not a big deal to change it out, because it's cheap to do it. It ain't like you're buying them little filler spools for $6 to $8 a piece. I can change out my line, it'll cost me a quarter. But after you've fought a fish like this, and it's pulled this much drag and stretched you out like this line's pretty well done. I definitely want to switch this out before the next trip. But totally worth it though. Totally worth it. I pull this thing up, if it is a carp, some of y'all are going to be like, I can't believe you're getting this excited over a carp, but I am. I 100% am, folks. I'd be more excited if this damn butterfly would go on. He keeps buzzing around my head here, landing on me and stuff. I'm busy, butterfly. I ain't got time for you now. I can't be getting distracted out here. He's landed on the floor down there now. Look at him in there. Little butterfly. I'm glad this fish is out here in open water. At the same time though, you get out here in the heat, buddy, it is hot. We were living our best life in the shade over there. We're in that time of year, man, it is tropical here in East Tennessee. 90% humidity. Every day's over 90 degrees. Heat index well over 100 every day. It's pretty miserable. But you get out in the mornings and before it gets hot, you can have you a dang good time, catch you a bunch of fish. Maybe hook into something way bigger than your tackle can handle here. Get you a cooler full of catfish bait, which we've done. Today's been a productive day. It really has been a productive day. I do need to tighten this drag down just a smidge on him to try to get him up. He's tired down. I can feel him kicking a little more, and he ain't kicking as hard when he kicks. So we've got him about subdued. It's just a matter of, because he weighs so much, being able to get him up to the surface. Just the sheer volume of the fish. And then when we do get him up, he's going to get another surge of energy and try to go right back down. He's running us over here a little shallower again. There's a lot of wood debris right over here. How awesome would this be if it was a massive carp, though? I love catching carp. To do it on the ultralight here and a gulp minnow. I've caught some on gulp minnows before. It don't happen often. But carp will eat an artificial lure sometimes. If you just find it right place, right time, get it in their face, you know, they'll eat it. He is right under us. Making another little run there. They are strong fish. I mean, even though this kayak kind of just glides over the water, like he's pulled us a long ways. We've been at this, I don't know how many minutes we've been at this, but it's been a while now. I guarantee you most of you's done fast forwarded to find out whether or not I land this thing. I doubt very many of you are watching the whole fight. But if you are, thanks for sticking with me, man. I'm glad we can do this together here. I'm gonna need y'all, if you want to be a good teammate, when we do get him up, run that net under him. He's probably gonna take up the whole net and then some. But if y'all could net him for me, that'd be great. Got my drag tightened down about as much as I want to do it. I am guilty sometimes of putting my hand over the line and trying to lift, and that's usually when I get myself in trouble. I'm trying to fight the urge today. The longer the fight goes, the more patient you need to be, but in reality, it works the exact opposite with me. The longer the fight goes, the more impatient I get. Oh, he's under us. He's under us. We got to watch there. We don't want to get on our kayak or our pedals. So far, so good. So far, everything's gone as well as it can possibly go. We've been patient. We've been able to keep him out over open water for the most part. He hasn't got in anything or run us across anything. Now it just becomes, how long will it take to subdue him to get him to come to the surface? Because one thing these carp want to do, they want to stay down. They're not like a bass that's going to come up. You know, oftentimes you hook a bass, they come straight for the surface. Carp are going to stay down. I'm not taking the pressure off of him though, buddy. We're going to keep it on him. He's going to be working every second he's hooked. He's going to be working. Oh no, he just got another second wind. Oh man. I thought we were getting real close to seeing him. We had him right under us. Getting closer, and then he just bolted back. But at least when he bolted, he went back out toward deeper water. Worst thing that can happen would be for him to bolt toward the shoreline and get us across a tree or limb or rock or anything. Y'all better have packed a lunch today. Get you a lunch and some snacks. Hopefully though, hopefully that was his last big surge. It's just fun. This dang butterfly, swat that butterfly, y'all, man. He's on the rod holder down there now. He keeps buzzing around my head. I'm reeling down my slack and just pulling. And when I pull, we're obviously the drag is slipping right there, right? But like, it's still putting all the possible pressure I can put on him as I pull up on the rod. He's going to come up and we're going to be looking right into the sun. Oh, I see his tail right there. I see his tail. I'm confident this is a carp. You see the orange right there? Man, we are so close right now. Oh my gosh, there he goes again. It is a carp. It is 100% a carp. I have seen him now. That's step one. I wanted to see him and just confirm what he is. We've done that. Now can we land him? It's a good sign there that he didn't take off super hard again once we got him up that time. I think he should be about tired out. My arm's about tired out. Try to just get him up to the surface, get him over here close, and try to scoop him up. Y'all, I know y'all don't like carp fishing. Y'all think they're trash fish like everybody else here in East Tennessee. But I'm telling you, man, they're a worthy opponent, and on an ultralight setup like this, it's this is something, man. Just the size of the fish on this tackle is what makes it for me. This could be any, well, I don't want to catch channel cats ever, But I mean, any other species, I'd be just as excited if this was a drum, a buffalo, a gar, whatever, you know. Just the fact that it's this big a fish on this tackle. The wind is kicking up all of a sudden. It's pushing us away from the fish. Let me pedal over here, get a spun. I'm gonna dare put my hand on my line a little bit and just, when he's swimming, I don't want any extra tension on the line. When he's just kind of there is when we can maybe put a little extra pressure on him. And I can do that with my hand. Like right there, I feel him starting to run, I back off. If you just tighten your drag down and he makes another surge, you're done for. It's still a gamble when you put your hand on it. But I'm willing to gamble a little more now because we've actually seen the fish. I know for sure what he is. I do want to land him though. I got a glimpse of him there again. Every time we get him close to the surface, he's using whatever energy he's got left to try to go back down. Y'all just gonna have to fast forward, y'all. I'm in this for the long haul, buddy. I ain't fast forwarding. I'm here for the duration, man. I'm gonna see this through to the very end, win or lose. I'm just pulling him up now, putting a little pressure on him. And I feel him starting to swim. I'm gonna let my line go. It's a gamble. We're gambling. I want to try to get him up here though. Oh, there he went. He surged. I let the line go. There goes old bass fisherman by there again. He's hopefully going to the house. I'm glad he ain't coming over here. Okay, I see the tail right there. We are so close, man. That's a nice carp too, buddy. That's a good one. I mean, he smacked that thing. I felt him nail it when he took off with it. Oh, come over here, carp. We are so close right now. So close, y'all. Get your net ready right here now. Get your net. Just the weight of this fish is going to be such a challenge to get him over here and in this net. I want this fish though, man. I want him. I want this thing. I want a picture with this thing. We are so close to making it happen. Y'all, this is so close to making it happen. This is like when I was in Florida last year. I caught a black drum. It was huge. On my ultralight, and it took forever, man. It was like, I think 40 something minutes in the fight. But I got him. I took my sweet time and battled him, and I got him. I'm gonna get this one too. I'm gonna get this one or go down swinging. Every time I put my hand on that line, it is a gamble. But I would rather do that than tighten down the drag. As soon as he starts to run again like that, I can take my hand off of it. We've spent half our morning on this one fish now, but you know what? It's totally worth it. I didn't have nothing else to do anyway. Out here, hell, we'd caught all the bait. I wasn't even keeping any more bait, so I mean, we're just fun fishing. And I can't think of a better way to have fun with the ultralight than to be hooked into something like this, having a true battle here. Oh, shoot. Oh, I done it, dadgummit, oh my gosh. Dang, man. Look at all my line all twisted up right there. Well, I took the gamble and lost, man. I took the gamble and lost, folks. Dang, oh, y'all. He's ruined it. Look at that line, man. It's all twisted up. Our ultralight is finished for the day. Crap, that's disappointing. I wanted a picture with it, man. Yeah, this is what I do, man. I get impatient. I get impatient here toward the end of a fight like that, and we had already seen the fish, so I knew what we had on. It had just become a matter of getting that picture with him, and I botched it, y'all. Thumbs down on my effort there. That's just part of it. But we had a hell of a time with that fish, y'all. Hell of a time. Got to see it. It was a nice carp. I mean, real nice carp. Awesome battle. I mean, we hooked him way down there on the shoreline, and now we're all the way down through here. I mean, he towed us all over creation, which is a testament of their strength, the fact he can tow a kayak that long. But again, when you're using tackle that's appropriate, or in this case inappropriate, you give fish a real fighting chance. That fish had his chance, he took it and he got away. So I was gonna let him go anyway, but still, you know what I mean. All right, folks, well, out here in the sun, open water, it's hot as blazes. I got a little bit of a haul to get back down here to the dam where I launched, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits. We got a cooler full of bait. My ultralight, my line, you saw how twisted up it is there. When you fighting a big fish like that for a long time and it's stripping all that drag, you're gonna get some line twists. So it's shot. I need to get up there and get home and change out that line, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits is what I'm rambling on here about. So we're gonna wrap up the trip. Thanks for coming with me today. Thanks for sticking it out. If you've watched all of this, and a special thanks if you watched that whole battle scene of that last fish. I don't know how many minutes it turned out to be, but it was quite some time. So thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you next time.